All right, it's a Wednesday. It's 4:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and we're going to prep some Dungeons and Dragons. We normally don't prep on Wednesdays either, but we have a lot of prep that we need to do. Not as much prep as filling up a 1 million square foot dungeon every year, but this Divinity Heart of the Eternals project has I put a lot of time into this. I maybe put too much time into this. It's a the combination of so many things that I love all being sort of combined together has made it incredibly appealing to work on and incredibly fun to design. But there is a ton of heavy lifting involved trying to get this project um, just moving and going. It's been just so much. Um, so yeah, I made a lot of progress. I got all the character sheets done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the minis. I was gonna do 2 minis for each one, for each character, whatever. But for now, I'll just be happy to get 1 mini of each up onto the thing, and then we'll worry about the rest later. All right. So let's see. We'll go ahead and grab the dwarf, the elf, the other human. Let's see. All right, so let me open the dwarf. There we go. Ah, amazing. Just looks like she's gonna ask to see your manager like any second now. Then we got the elf. Very nice. We need the lizard. I already had the lady lizard, so I guess I could just go with that. And then we need the sharpshooter. So where did the sharpshooter end up? There we go. All right, cool. So we'll go ahead and grab this guy. And let's see, where am I putting this these minis together? Ah, there we go. So I had her as blue. I have the elf as green, I believe. So for this guy, maybe we'll go pink. That'd be kind of cool. Unexpected. Scroll down, turn that off so we reduce the amount of outer glow. All right. Let's see. Post it in here. Trim out the background. There we go. Oh, and if the music or the sound is bad in chat, just let me know, and I'll try to adjust it. All right. I asked my kid to get me some screenshots from the game to use for the minis, and they did a really good job. So pretty happy with it. All right. So this guy is the Charmed Arrow. And I gave all the characters just like unisex names based on like, 5th edition tieflings. So this is Song, the Charmed Arrow. So Divinity, Song, Mask. There we go. And let's see. Probably close this out. Go. Monster Hunter tonight at 8. Looking forward to that. Okay. All right. Wow. This dwarf, absolutely wild. All right. And I'm like so excited about the monsters and the characters that I designed for this. It's just the perfect fusion of 4th edition and 5th edition. I love it so much. Let's see. Get rid of this. What color should we make the dwarves. Let's go with gold. That seems pretty cool. They got yellow hair, so I don't know. We'll save like spooky color for the undead, because each character is gonna have a secret undead version. So they're not gonna know like who's the undead and who's not until it's too late, essentially. All right, it's looking pretty good. This fusion gonna be your new game standard? Hey, what's up? I mean, I think when people play this, they're gonna have so much fun with the combat. I think they're gonna be like, why don't we play like this all the time? Because it's so cool. The one thing that I'm concerned about is I was thinking about to simulate having the 4 different defenses. I was thinking about having the different attacks that the enemies make, having those roll attack rolls instead of having static difficulties. So if a monster had like a DC 17, instead of always having a DC 17, it would roll against you. So sometimes it would be lower, sometimes it would be higher, and then once that sets the DC, you go and make your saving throw to try to meet or exceed it, essentially. Which I thought was kind of cool, but I don't know. Let's see. Save her out. And this is Dwarf Femme. And then we got Elf. The elves in this game, I'm just going to put out there, they look pretty dumb. Like, the concept art for them, pretty cool. But the elves in the actual game, pretty dumb. I don't know when like this trend started to make elves look as dumb as possible. Maybe it's to distance yourself from like all the hot ass elves in World of Warcraft or something, but not a fan. Not a fan. The Final Fantasy 14 elves, same deal. Like, what's going on, guys? Why are we making the elves so weird? All right. So we get rid of that, and then I'll do the other tokens off stream, basically. Okay. And wow, how come that screenshot was so big? I don't know. Okay. I am picking up some like Orlando Bloom vibes off this guy. Is that just me? I don't know. Put it over here. All right. Divinity, Elf, Mask. All right. So now we at least have minis we could plug in for these guys. So, under Divinity, under Heroes, we've got Anguish, and then we've got Mastery. So Mastery is a lizard. I'm going to have so many typos. I'm going to have to ask some people to like look this over for me. And they're going to be lawful evil. I guess I should probably go through and write down all their alignments or whatever. They're also lawful evil. I mean, it's Divinity. I think everybody's probably evil, if I'm being honest. All right. So, Lizard Femme. There we go. And prototype. Their name should not be Divinity Template, so we'll put Mastery. There we go. And they're pretty tall, so we'll go ahead and make them 7 feet. That works. And blood color, all that should be fine. All right. So the next up is Sanctity. Come on, there we go. And Sanctity is the elf. So we'll do elf. And upload. Put that there. And update. Alright, cool. Next up is song. So go here. And that would be song mask. There we go. Update. Oh, what's up, Dom? Oh, yeah, Divinity is safe. Divinity is my whole world. It's my absolute whole world. I don't know if I'm ever gonna not be able to work on Divinity. It's just forever and ever for the rest of my life. Um, so with the work I'm putting in, I might run more Divinity games. I don't know. It might be like a Hero Quest thing where I run one Divinity game a month. Or just every 2 months or something. But like, I'm really excited about this 4E 5E mashup I got going on here. I haven't been this excited about something since like Giphy glyphs. When I first discovered that, like, I'm really into this shit. So, but we'll see. Maybe I think it's gonna be great, and I'm theory crafting it to be great, and then we'll go to play it, and it'll just be garbage. I don't know. All right, she's only what? We'll say 4'8". Nah, she probably needs to be 5, or she won't be able to see anything. There we go. All right. So the characters are Anguish the Death Knight, Mastery the Hydrothurge, Sanctity the Spirit Guide, and I guess we'll just make them true neutral. There we go. And let's see. Then we've got a song, The Charmed Arrow. And I guess we'll do... feeling a neutral evil there, maybe? Maybe a chaotic good? Alright. And then we got Temerity, who's most assuredly neutral evil. Alright. Because I can't think of too many goodly aligned Divinity characters. One thing I want to point out is look at this Dwarf Rogue with 73 hit points at level 7. Holy shit. Yeah, like, if you see this stuff in action, Dom, I mean, this is going to be some good stuff. All right, so let's get these people out onto the board. All right, so we've got Anguish, Mastery, Sanctity. Sanctity's got to go off to the side here because they got their little pets or whatever. Song and Temerity. I feel like I should make Temerity a little bit smaller, like they're mini. Let's see. There we go. Why are you all so big? Hold on. Prototype. Oh, I must have made the prototype really big, so they all ended up really big. There we go. Song and Sanctity. And then Sanctity has these two cute little babies. Oh no, I didn't set that one up right. Ah, I'm a failure. Oh, life is the worst. All right, hold on. This is why we're testing everything. Oh. Do incarnates bleed? I can't remember. I don't know if incarnates bleed or not. I mean, everything's better with blood, so we'll just add some. Okay. Appearance, blood. Alright. So here's little incarnate. Why is it coming out medium? Hold on. You're small. So why the hell are you coming out so big? Oh, you'd only have a token of height of 3. Okay. Alright. So there's that, and then here's Big Boy. Chonkers. Look at that guy. Nice. All right. Cool. So that's the Divinity characters. Hooray. I like them. Oh, the blood one does. Yeah, but what is the regular one that doesn't have like an alignment or whatever? I don't know. All right. So check this out. We did Anguish yesterday on stream, but Mastery, I put all their abilities on the spell book, and they have Hailstorm, which drops this big old template down and like freezes the ground or whatever. And then uh, 20 ice shards fall from the sky at a point you choose within range and turn the entire area into ice patches. Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a dexterity saving throw. A target takes 10d6 cold damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. Any blood or water patches become frozen. Lava becomes cool enough to walk on for 1 round. So, yeah, it basically has a bunch of stuff like that all through here. And to kind of make this one feel more like a caster, I like redid all of like, I just redid spells, but they still kind of function the same way. There we go. Cool. And then this guy, Song the Charmed Arrow, he has a heavy crossbow, and he's got all this different ammunition that I made. And so he's got arrows that, like, if he shoots you with them, like, they heal you. And he's got charm arrows and flame arrows, knockdown arrows, poison arrows, and smokescreen arrows. And then in addition to that, he's also got his at-will abilities, and including, I gave him reactive shot, which is really shitty in the video game, but I'm hoping it'll be kind of cool in this, because you can kind of like mark an area on the map. So like if he uses reactive shot, he has to place this template down. And then if anybody walks into that area, he gets to shoot them. And he can do that up to 3 times. But how does he do it if he doesn't have reactions, right? You only get 1 reaction in D&D. So what I did is he can do it as a free action, but the attack will be at disadvantage. But if he uses his reaction, he can actually make that attack with advantage. So he's like covering a spot or whatever. So I thought that was kind of cool. I made it a bonus action, but maybe I should have, I don't know. Nobody has multi-attack, which is why a lot of things are bonus actions. And then, again, you can cash in an action to get a second bonus action if you want. So I wanted to give it. I wanted to simulate having multiple attack actions by just having a bunch of bonus actions that they could swap back and forth between. Oh, anyway, so I got all that sorted out. And then I got all the maps done. Oh, man, I am so tired from all this prep. So here's like the initial beach where they roll up. And then I have these goblins from Divinity 1. And they're adorable. And they're riding around on these frogs, which are even more adorable. And these are a homebrew called Giant Bullfrogs. And they're very good at eating people. And I gave them some 4th edition style abilities here. Including Feeding Frenzy. The Divine Frog takes 3 actions. They must be used for grappling, bites, or swallows. And so basically, like, instead of making 1 attack, and then the turn comes back around, and then it tries to eat again, these guys, in their first round of combat, basically, they could just go ham. Oh, wait, they can't do it the first round of combat. They have to be bloodied for it to activate. But once they're bloodied, they can do 3 attacks in 1 round to try to, like, gobble people down. I gave them at-will big hops, which should be listed as a bonus action. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. Close this. Bonus action. It was very hard to like remember to manually tag everything as bonus actions and actions. That was a real pain in the ass. Let's see. Then they've got this ability called Triggered, which should actually be a reaction. So let me fix that. Okay. So in addition to the normal stuff that you see on a 5th edition, They are not elemental frogs. They're just regular frogs, but they are able to jump around, and they're really good at eating people. And they have this cool reaction called Triggered Greedy Gut. And what Triggered Greedy Gut does is... why are there no words here? Oh, there are, but you can't see them for some reason. There we go. The Divine Frog is attacked while grappling a creature, will be the trigger, and then the immediate reaction of the Divine Frog may use a swallow. So if he starts eating somebody, and he's waiting for his turn to come around to try and eat him for reals, if anybody attacks it, instinctively, it tries to gobble down the person that's chewing on, which is like crazy strong. So pretty cool thing. All right, and then let's see what other creature we got here. We got Goblin Grunts. So under monsters, Goblin Grunts. So these guys are smalls, and they have a pretty decent armor class because they're wearing scale mail and they got dexterity, and they shouldn't have this miscellaneous bonus anymore. So we get rid of that. Glad I'm auditing these. So they have a bloodied ability that, while bloodied, if they hit a creature with a melee attack, they don't provoke opportunity attacks until the start of the next turn. Because they only have one eyeball, I give them poor depth perception, like a Cyclops. So they have disadvantage on any attack roll against a target more than 30 feet away. They have this ability called Shifting Strike, which the 4th edition goblins had. And basically, they can shift 1 square before making this attack. Shifting is movement that does not provoke opportunity attacks. Then they have a short bow, and that's just to do a basic ranged attack with. But I gave them a couple of special arrows so that they could kind of like, you know, spice things up and make things more interesting. But again, these attacks are at disadvantage, so let's see what happens. Then there's, let's see, do they have any other abilities? Oh, Triggered Goblin Tactics. So this is a reaction from 4th edition Goblin. And basically, if they're missed by a melee attack, they can immediately shift 1 square. So it just allows them to kind of move around the battlefield a little bit and just kind of keep things moving and spicy and all that. Then next up the line is the Goblin Tough. And I need to switch these guys to be mediums. And the Goblin Tough has a much better armor class, but it doesn't have the cool elemental arrows. He does have 4 poison javelins. And then these javelins cause the poison status. And in 4th edition, to get rid of a lingering, you had to make a death save to end a lingering effect. So that's kind of what we're doing here as well. And then they've got the Shifting Strike like the other goblins. And they have this once per encounter Blade Dervish. So the Goblin can move... The Goblin Tough moves up to 30 feet. During this movement, it can make 1 Shifting Strike attack against each creature within range. So it could potentially move really far across the battlefield because every time it makes that attack, it can shift 1 more square and then continue its movement. So these guys could really get around the battlefield and drop a lot of hits in like 1 round. But it's an encounter ability, so once they've used it up, it's over with. And then finally, I have this ability called Bushwhack, which they gain a +4 bonus to attack rolls against a creature that has no allies adjacent to it. So if they catch you like by yourself, it's not an advantage. It's just a +4 bonus to the attack roll. Let's see. So those are the guys that are going to be in this area, and they're going to roll up on the party as they are exploring and looking for clues and trying to figure out what's going on. So after they have found some clues, we'll trigger a battle, and these guys will show up and cause all kinds of problems. So, pretty exciting. And let's see. All this is set up properly with the height automatically changing. We've already got the lighting. We've got the weather. So this map is 100% done. Alright, so then next up they go into the jungle. Maybe I should set cameras on these too. Wouldn't be a bad idea. There we go. So they enter the map up here, and then they can move all around up here, but I need to set all of this as difficult terrain. So let's go ahead and do that real quick before I forget. So we'll grab this pen, And I guess we'll start from right here. There we go. And we'll start just drawing out this shape to show that all of this is difficult terrain. All right. Like, these are great maps, but they're definitely, like, heavy on the difficult terrain stuff. All right, bring this back over here. And down to there. Aw, I must have double-clicked at some point. Ah, that sucks. All right, let's start over. Yeah, you can see where I accidentally double-clicked and I terminated it too soon. I was trying to do one solid thing here. All right, let's try again. Start from the corner. Bring it over. My hands are getting so tired from clicking that I've started accidentally double-clicking, which when you're trying to make these weird shapes can be very bad. Okay. Bring that over here. Down, up, down. There we go. Much better this time. All right. Just try to make like one big huge shape whenever possible. And I think that'll do it. Wow. Nice. All right, so we'll set this to... Man, I am so sorry about my throat. It's like really sore and... I've got like fall allergies, so it's just a terrible combination. So apologies for all the throat clearing. The official Anthony Walker. How's the game going? What are you doing? I am prepping a Divinity-inspired 4th edition, 5th edition mashup adventure to run this weekend for Extra Life charities. Euclidean? I don't remember if I'm doing Euclidean for this. I think 4E was Euclidean. Pretty sure. I'll have to look it up. It's been such a long time. Let's see. I'm trying to get all this jungle labeled. Go. Oops. All right. Now, I noticed that, like, you can set a terrain elevation here. Does that actually change the elevation of your character, you think? Or does that not really matter? Does it just kind of give them a heads up that that's what height the terrain is at? It's got me kind of curious. Like, what is the significance of setting the height? Let's see. Going over to terrain. Ah, boo. This. Ah, man. All right, hold on. There we go. If you're above the elevation, it stop auto-calculate the difference in terrain. Oh, is that what it does? So really, I need to be setting that on all of them, probably. Oh well. Maybe I'll do that later. I guess for now, though, I'll go ahead and add it. It'd be really nice if it gave like a little floating number heads up while you're also on there. Alright. And there we go. So we've got that labeled. And we got this water here. It's a lot of difficult terrain in this jungle area. So what does depth do if you label one of these terrain things as depth? Let's see. Water. And I believe the elevation there is still 20? I want to say that's 20. Let's see. I guess I would go here to check. Multi-level 20. Yeah, I got it right. All right, cool. And then over here, this would be 15. So annoying. Okay. There's that double click I was talking about. My poor hands just worn the hell out. Too much prep in too short amount of time. All right. Let's see. Blue. And water. And terrain elevation is 15. And good. And then I guess we've got all that water down there that I technically could label. Wah. All right. All right. Let's see what we can do. There we go. So, like, what are the odds that anybody is going to fall down into this ravine? I don't know. We'll have to see. I definitely think I will run this adventure, like, more than once. Like, this is going to probably be one of my, like, go-to adventures when I feel like running something for people. And I'll for sure, like, bundle it up for Patreon. Just kind of make it available for any Patreon peeps that are interested. Alright, so do water, and that terrain elevation is 0, so then they will ignore it. Okay, so I got to go back and add terrain elevation to the other maps. Okay, that's fine. Alright. If you are above the... Okay. So then we got this map, and here they're going to get attacked by more of these frogs, and more of these goblins, and more of these goblin toughs, and one of these bad boys no! Damn it. That's why we're testing. Okay, so let me grab this right here. Let me try again. One of these bad boys. There we go. So I was making the goblins, and I was like, I need the nearsighted thing or whatever, the poor depth perception from the Cyclops. But then I was looking at the Cyclops, and I was like, it'd be kind of cool to just have a ginormous goblin. So now we have one. And this guy has all kinds of rad stuff. So he's got his poor depth perception. That's fine. Standard stats of a 5e Cyclops. But then... Oh, hold on. Gotta take away that and give them Goblin. Not that that's too relevant, but whatever. There you go. So at will, they have Great Club Sweep. So rather than having a multi-attack, they swing one time, but they can target up to 3 creatures within 10 feet of it. and they make attack rolls and apply it to all targets, which is a +9 to attack and 3d8 plus 6 damage. So once per encounter, they have this thing called Whirlwind Club. So it targets all other creatures within 15 feet of the Goblin Juggernaut, dealing 6d8 plus 6 bludgeoning damage, pushing 15 feet, and knocking prone. You got to do a reflex or a fort save to only take half damage and no other effects. And then they have at will fling, at will as a bonus action grabby bully, so they could either shove you or they can attempt to grapple you as a bonus action. And this is just standard fling, like off of a kraken essentially. Once they get bloodied as a reaction, they can make one Great Club sweep against a creature within range. I guess it should say Great Club sweep attack, period. Because, like, yeah. If there's nothing within range, then, you know, shit happens. They also have death throws. So when they die, you roll a d8 for, like, grenade direction, and then they fall in that direction, and they might crush the people that are there. And then finally, once per encounter, they have Murderous Frenzy. So if they reduce a foe to 0, they immediately get an action point. And an action point allows them to basically have a legendary action or a paragon. It's basically a paragon action that they would not normally have. So I thought that was kind of cool. But they could only get that once and only if they drop somebody to 0. So I thought that was a pretty cool monster. And the idea here is that they are, you know, they're here defending this. Oh man, look at him changing heights as he wanders around. So cool. Yeah. And he's just going to try to knock people around, beat people up. And then the frogs will be jumping all over the place, and the gerblins will be firing their arrows off. I think it's going to be really, really cool. So I guess this map is done unless we wanted to put like more weather effects on here, like more clouds and stuff, but I don't know. Let's see. Go here. Weather, clouds. And we'll just make them chunkier and change the direction. There we go. Alright, cool. So then we go downstairs into the lava cavern. Alright, so in the lava cavern, I put one of my favorite monsters from the whole video game, and that is the lava slug. There we go, it actually worked. So you got this lava slug, and she ain't no fucking slouch, let me tell you. She ain't no fucking slouch. So this lava slug got 250 health, which in a 4E, 5E game with like, you know, 7th level characters, level 5, doesn't seem that good. But this creature heals from fire, and there's lava everywhere. So it's a very hard creature to kill. They're going to have to play really smart as far as like manipulating the terrain and essentially turning off the lava so that she can't access it. She has a huge breath weapon, 120 foot long. It's based on the ability from the game called Laser Ray. And it is a encounter ability, not a recharge ability. So let me turn off that charge. There we go. And we will do 1 out of 1 per short rest. But here's the thing. She can get back her laser ray ability by taking cold damage. Because she has triggered Defiant Flames. The lava slug takes cold damage, immediate reaction, laser ray automatically recharges. Which is pretty cool. And then her normal attack is a Fiery Bite, which hits really hard and does piercing and fire damage, and sets you to burning. She has this ability, Utility Flame Body. Unless the wet status has been applied, heals from fire damage, and all attacks apply burning status, which is pretty cool. She has an encounter ability called Flaming Skin. So let me set that to be once per encounter. And basically, as a bonus action, she can start to just bleed fire, which is pretty awesome. And then she has this ability, Battering Ram, like the Death, which is cool. Because let's see, you could perform a shove action, so she could actually push people, which would allow her to push people into the lava. And lava in Divinity is like an instant kill, basically. Yeah. And then finally, she's got this ability called Steamroller. Once per encounter, she moves up to her speed. During this movement, it can enter other creatures' spaces at no penalty. They must reflex save or be knocked prone and take 4d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 fire damage. Yes, please. I would very much like that for the wet status. Thank you. That would be great. And in case it's like too boring to be a solo monster by yourself, I gave her lava slug retainers. They're just little lava slugs, but they're minions. See? A minion. You are very weak and pretty terrible. Any source of damage can kill you in one hit if that damage is dealt during a combat. But you never take half damage from making a save. That means you might actually live through that red dragon's breath weapon. So they basically have like super evasion, but they only have like, 1 or 2 hit points basically. So they just die as soon as they're hit. So she could just keep having these guys come out. Now they don't get to shoot laser beams, but they do have Battering Ram, they do have Steamroller, they do have Flaming Skin, and they do have a Fiery Bite that's very, very strong. So like all that is still there, and it's all they have to worry about it, and they're all really, really strong. I might actually have to like lower these guys' stats a little bit. I made them kind of in a hurry, so let's go ahead and drop these guys down to, say, 20 strength, 18 strength. There we go. All right, so that should lower quite a bit of stuff here. Flaming, the bite. Yeah, so the bite goes down a little bit from that. That's good. Okay. And so, yeah, she's just going to have a bunch of these guys running around. So, for now, I'll just hide all these, and then they'll come rising up out of the lava. There we go. Alright, so then, that's pretty much this room. That's all that's going on here. Is this Beholder's Vault. Now, oh, I was supposed to set camera, too. God damn it. Alright. So, here. There we go. Alright, now the Beholder's Vault. In Divinity, there is a type of monster called a Beholder, which is very similar to a D&D Beholder, except instead of being a cool eyeball monster, it's literally just a floating ball of magic with like a helmet on, or a Hannibal Lecter mask. And so this creature, being a Beholder, and me wanting like to run like a cool 4th edition adventure, I just went and got the very powerful Beholder monster from 4th edition, and I'm using that just like reskinned. But look at this cool room. There's all like terrain has already been set. There's like weird lighting effects and all that happening. I think I set the darkness for this area to be pretty dark. There we go. And then I just got to turn the grid down. I think the grid's too high. There we go. We'll do... There we go. And they're going to come down the stairs about here. So we'll go ahead and set that as the camera when you come in. Cool. So I'm not 100% sure what happens when you fall into this swirling vortex, but I guess it's pretty bad. I might just have it, if you fall in this vortex, you just get randomly teleported somewhere in the room to like the height of the ceiling, and then you just fall to the ground or whatever. Now, here is the Beholder. Look at this thing. It's literally just a ball with a Hannibal Lecter mask on. I don't know. So we're gonna go ahead and let it fly, and we'll set it at a height of 10. There we go. And I guess we'll hide it here until it pops out to kill everybody. So what does this thing do? What does this beholder do? All right, check this out. I even made a special table for this bad boy. This is what a 4th edition beholder was bringing to the table. A terrible armor class. That's fine. I guess it could probably have a better armor class, but I thought it'd be fun if it was easy to beat up. This creature has an aura 25 feet. So if you start your turn inside the 25-foot aura, it automatically gets to fire as a free action a random I-beam at you, which is pretty good. And then it has 2 action points to start the battle, which means it could take a full action, a full extra action on one of its turns, twice if it wanted to. But those don't come back. Unlike legendary actions, those don't actually come back. Instead of having an anti-magic eye, which would be really unfun and hard to track in any game, but particularly in 4th edition, the beholder in 4th edition didn't have an anti-magic eye. Their eye could stun you, like daze you basically. So as a bonus action, they have this thing called Daze Gaze. So like if they see you, you have to make they attack your will. And then if they succeed on your will on their will attack, you are dazed, essentially. And then let's see, bloodied, recharge 6. So once they're bloodied, they gain a recharge ability called Eye Frenzy, and Eye Frenzy allows them to use 4 eye beams of their choice on their turn. And then they roll a d6 to see if that ability comes back. Normally, they're allowed to pick on their turn any 2 of the I-beams. Now, the I-beams themselves, they get progressively more and more insane. So the first one is just called the Searing Ray, and it does some radiant damage, and it's kind of like whatever. And then it just ramps up from there. So they got a Confusion one, which doesn't actually charm or confuse. It just makes you attack yourself or the person standing next to you. They got this Death Ray that if you are already bloodied when this hits you, you're dazed, lingering. And then if you fail that, you become weakened and dazed. And if you fail that, you die. You just die. So that's pretty bad. They got a Fear Ray. You take psychic damage, and then you have to use your action to just run away from them. They've got a Hold Ray. Doesn't actually paralyze you, it just restrains you, which ain't too bad. But it is lingering. And again, anything lingering, you have to make a death saving throw to get rid of a 4th edition lingering effect. The Hold Ray is pretty cool. Petrifying Ray is pretty good. They attack your fort, and if they succeed, you're slowed, lingering. If you fail the saving throw, you are immobilized instead of slowed. And if you fail that saving throw, so you basically failed 3 times in a row, you are turned to stone. So it's pretty forgiving, but, you know, not too bad. It's just to keep you scared. The Sleep Ray is pretty bad. It puts you to sleep, and nothing will wake you up except making a death save. Even if you are being attacked mercilessly, you will not wake up. So the Sleep Ray was actually very, very strong when you translated it from 4th to 5th. The Telekinesis Ray, not very strong, but situationally it could be pretty good. What the Telekinesis Ray does is if they do manage to land that, they get to slide you, which is essentially force movement in any direction. 20 feet. And then they got Withering Ray. And what the Withering Ray does is you take necrotic damage, but then you start taking ongoing necrotic damage. 10 necrotic damage at the start of every turn. That's pretty crazy. It can't get worse than that, can it? Oh, but it can. Because the last ability that they have that I forgot to add to the sheet was the Disintegration Ray. So if this bad boy hits you, and it doesn't look like I have this set up properly. Hold on. It's supposed to do 2d10 plus at mod. There we go. And it's supposed to be force damage. Cool. So if this thing hits you, you take 2d10 plus 7 force damage. Then it just gets worse from there. You take lingering damage 2d20. So at the start of every turn, you take 2d20 force damage. But like, if you manage to make the save to stop taking 2d20, in 4th edition, super strong monsters had this thing on their stuff called After Effect. So if you manage to save and end the first effect, it triggers the next effect, which is just 2d6 force damage every turn. Make a saving throw to end. So like, and this monster every turn can pick any 2 or perhaps any 4 of these, and then it randomly fires the other one. And then in order to get it to randomly fire, I made it this little table. So like, you click on this table, and then it says, oh, it used Fear Ray, and you can hit the button, and it opens up the Fear Ray, and it tells you what the Fear Ray does. Pretty damn cool. Also, since they can't bite you because they don't have a mouth, I replaced a bite attack with a bonus action shocking grasp, essentially. So if you do get in on it for melee, it'll try to like bite you. Well, not bite you, it'll try to shock you, and then you can't make an opportunity attack, and then it'll float away. So that's going to be the final boss, which I think is going to be kind of bananas. Yeah. So, whenever an ability asks them to make a, what's the word I'm looking for? Whenever an ability asks them to make a fort save, again, they can choose between strength and constitution. A reflex save means they'll be able to choose between dexterity and intelligence. And then a will lets them choose between wisdom and charisma. It makes it a little bit easier to make a strong character because you don't have to focus on every saving throw, but you got a good chance. As long as you are keeping track of those crossovers, you know, like you don't need awesome strength and con if you want to have like a well-balanced set of defenses. So yeah, pretty cool. Oh man, so much yawning. I'm so tired. So the last thing I need to do, as far as like prepping maps and getting things ready, is I was going to have like a little tutorial thing that takes place on a boat because, you know, Divinity, you're on a boat a lot. Thought boats were kind of cool. So like, I was going to set up the Man of War ship, but I don't know if I want to bother with like multiple decks on the ship, and I don't know if I want to deal with like learning how to make layers. It kind of feels like it would be a good one to do layers on. But that's like a separate mod you have to get, right, for layers. So I don't know. So basically, if I go up here, Afternoon Maps has this lovely water texture here. But then they also have this lovely ship. Well, let's get the water texture laid out first. So this would be 80 by 50. So 5,000 by 8,000. And there we go. And I guess we'll just parallax it. Aw, well, isn't that adorable? Let's see. Set that to 0. And I guess we'll do this at 75. Okay, we need the one where it's playing. This one. There we go. Negative 75. Cool. And then one of these is like the top of the ship. I think it's... Nope. That's inside the ship. That's the whole of the ship. Nope. Is this the top of the ship? Let's see. Man, that's a big ship. Yeah, I think we could honestly, especially since it's just for like tutorial, I think we could get by with just with this. It'd be cool to have like all the layers of the ship and everything, but I don't really have like that big of plans for it other than to be like, hey y'all, this is how you do the things that we're going to do in this version of D&D that we're playing. So, yeah. I guess I got to reverse this. So do that. There we go. Cool. And then they'll just kind of wander around on the ship. Yeah, that works. So for this, I was going to have a bunch of dwarf sailors or pirates or whatever that are taking the party to this island. And then there's going to be these cannons that are like source cannons. So they're going to fire like magic or whatever. And then like a big old kraken's going to appear and attack everybody. And it's going to spawn a bunch of like void spawn or void woken or whatever onto the boat. And then, you know, they're going to be firing the cannons, and like the players could go and fire the cannons if they want. Just something to kind of, you know, give them a sense of like, oh, this is, you know, you could trade in bonus action or actions for bonus actions, and sort of like they can do that to kind of get the shot. It's a one shot. From what I've learned, multi-level is too much for one shots. Fair enough. Yeah, so I'm just going to do this. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this ready. I'm going to put a Kraken boss on there. There is more I have to prep, but I have other stuff I got to do this evening before Monster Hunter starts. So I just wanted to do like a little hour of prep to kind of show where we're at on the Divinity game. And I feel like we're in a good place with the Divinity game. And I will definitely be ready to run this by Sunday. And I think it's going to be incredibly fun. So the last things that I need to do, besides prep this last tutorial scene, is I have to make the handouts. So I have to give people this is your secret mission. This is why you're going to this island. Here's the people that you're trying to screw over. Here's the people that you're trying to help. By the way, you're secretly an undead sleeper agent kind of thing. And under the Divinity, we got environmental effects. And so this is what I came up with as a conversion. So fire surface applies burning. You can do a reflex or a fort save to avoid. It's a DC 15. Fire surface will also remove the wet status. It can be put out by using water and ice elements. Explodes if it combines with poison elements for 5d6 fire damage. Reflex DC 15 for half damage. It explodes if combined with oil and fire elements. So 5d6 fire damage. Reflex DC 15 for half damage. Creates a steam cloud when extinguished. You get smoke clouds when the fire times out. Smoke provides concealment. So smoke and steam. I should put that. Smoke and steam. Provide concealment. And then we've got fire damage, just mentioned down here, just for fuck's sake. We got fire. We got water surface can be made into steam with fire elements. Steam provides concealment. Can be frozen solid with ice elements. See ice surface for more information. Can be used to generate shock with electricity elements, which would be lightning. Reflex or fort DC or dazed. Failed by 5 or more, and you are stunned. Electrified blood or water surface applies shocked. Reflex or fort save or dazed. Failed by 5 or more, stunned. And then 1d10 lightning damage. You can avoid that as well. Blood surface can be turned into ice and can be electrified. Poison surface can blow up with fire. Can also apply a poison lingering status and also just poison damage. Oil surface will apply slowed and can also explode. You noticing a theme here? There's a lot of exploding. Flippable token. Oh, just making one actor that has all the traits. Ooh, that's pretty smart, Dom. That's pretty smart. Just have one actor that has all of the information on it, and we just keep changing what it looks like based on what we need. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Um, let's see. Then we've got oil surface, applies slowed. Lava surface, instant death by massive fire damage. It does 20 d10 exploding fire damage per round. Applies burning with no save. Cannot be easily removed. Cannot be blessed, cursed, frozen, or electrified. A source surface. So source in the game fuels your abilities. So what I'm going to do with a source surface is it is absorbed by the first creature entering it, restores one daily or encounter ability. And so I'm going to have the final boss being like a creature made out of magic that has a source relic inside its body. It bleeds source. Yeah. And then we've got web surface. I don't really see web surface coming up too much because there's no spiders in this, but it just causes restrain. And then ice surface, chance to be knocked prone, reflex save to avoid, can be made into water surfaces with fire elements. And let's see, can be made into blood surfaces with fire elements if it's frozen blood. So there we go. I guess the only one I'm missing here is steam and smoke clouds. So let's see, steam and smoke clouds. And basically for that, provides concealment. Can be electrified by lightning damage. While electrified. And then we just go and copy this thing. Reflex or daze, fail by 5 or more, or stunned. Perfecto. See, it's not too complicated. It's not like we just converted the entire, like, what a weird thing to do, right? Convert, like, Divinity into Dungeons & Dragons, but, like, they're trying, it's whole, I don't know. I had to do it. And now that I've done it, it's over. I'll run it. It'll be fun. I won't think about the fact that it probably took me about, I don't know, 20 or 30 hours to do one 5-hour adventure. Oh, poison clouds. Fuck. How do you make poison clouds? Can poison clouds be electrified? I don't remember if poison clouds can be electrified. Let's see. Let's get back in here. Let's see. Poisoned clouds. Can any cloud be turned into poison cloud? I don't think so. But we'll go grab the poison surface. There we go. Alright, I think we've got it all now. Poison plus smoke or steam. Oh, shit. Alright. Okay. Poison damage or patch can cause it to transform into poison clouds. See below. All right. Wow. We're going to basically need to have this thing formatted and available for everybody at all times. And then we're going to need the status effects, because there's going to be like a lot of weird status effects. I tried to make them all D&D status effects, but if we run into any, I'll just like house rule it as we go, I guess. All right. I'm done for now. Monster Hunter at 8 o'clock. We're going to be prepping on and off all day tomorrow. So feel free to join us, listen in while you're at work, whatever you're doing. So tomorrow, because Divinity is pretty much done, I might do a little bit of Divinity tomorrow if I don't finish it up secretly while playing Monster Hunter tonight. And so we're probably going to focus on. Oh, grab all the JB2A Surfaces art stuff in a folder and then good to go. Yep. So then tomorrow, if we're not done with Divinity, we'll do Divinity first thing in the morning. Then we'll switch over to Tomb of Decimation, a Kobold story, and we'll get that finished. And then Icebound Terrace is already done, and Red Hand of Doom is already done. So that's it. So hopefully I can get everything done tomorrow, and then I could just spend tomorrow night, running the finale for Witchlight, which is kind of a thing that's happening. So the D&D starts and never stops, really, tonight, and it just keeps going. Monster Hunter tonight, Witchlight on Thursday, so many games on Friday, we can't even keep track. Games all day Saturday, games all day Sunday, and then another game on Monday. That's 5 days. 5 days of Dungeons & Dragons coming up, starting tonight. So, all right. I will see you later, or I will see you next time.